Welcome back to Boomer's Playground. And today we're going to be going over coding exercise 54, which is manipulating attributes practice. So you guys are in the DOM section right now. And this is good stuff because this is where you really get to have fun and you get to start adding and removing and changing stuff from the DOM with your JavaScript instead of doing it statically in HTML. You get to do it dynamically with JavaScript now. So let's get some practice working with DOM element attributes. I've provided you with some very basic markup. Please select the image element, change its source to this, and change its alt text to be that. So we'll get in here, and the first thing we need to do is we need to grab the element. And you can grab elements by class name, by ID, or even just by the element. So this is a small HTML file, so we can just use image. But a lot of times you're going to have a bunch of images on a page or a bunch of tags, and you will need to use a class or you will need to use, like an ID or something like that. But in this case, we don't really have to worry about it. So let's grab the image here. And then you can do document.querySelector. And then inside of the query selector here, you can use pretty much any CSS selector. So if you can do it in a CSS file, you can use it here. So if there was a class, we would do dot class name, because that's how you do it in CSS as well, right? The dot. Same with an ID, we would do the hashtag. Or if we just have an element, like we do now, we can just do img, and that will grab the image, or if there are multiple images, this will grab the first image, or the first thing that matches inside this query selector. And so we need to change the source. So I'm not sure. Okay, so you guys did just go over attributes. So let's just, oh gosh, you can't copy that. All right, so change attribute. Oh. And then we see in our documentation here, we can do get attribute, remove attribute, but we want to set the attribute. And all we have to do is you do name, which is going to be the attribute itself, and then what you want to change it to. So let's go down here, and so we have our image, and we want to set attribute, and we want to change the source, and then luckily they put that right there, so we can just copy that. And then that will be our second argument. And then you'll see the image did change, which is awesome. And then it wants us to change the alt text, which, again, we can just do image.set attribute. And we want to change the alt tag, and we want to make it chicken. And then I think this one's pretty easy, so let's see here. We'll do check solution. And awesome, we did that. One thing I've seen some people try, and it seems, I don't remember if it works or not. So a lot of times in JavaScript, you can chain stuff together like this, but I think there's something about the set attribute. Yeah, so there's something about the set attribute that's asynchronous. So if you try and chain it together, it will break. So you do have to, set this element into a variable, and then you can, change it moving forward. So I think that's the only thing I really see a lot is people try and chain it together, and you just can't do that. So, let's see. Oh, what the heck? Did I spell it wrong? What am I doing here? Oh, the catch exception. Oh, whoops, I accidentally deleted the H right there. So this is another example of why reading the test is really important. So you see here, it expected this to match this. And so you can see there's no H right there, which is why it was still failing for me when I moved it back. and we're good to go there. So this one was pretty straightforward. Set attribute, you can change any attribute for any type of element. You can set data attributes. You can set pretty much anything on there. So this was a good one. I hope you guys learned something. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.